This is another Movie Lingo discussion. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Melissa Jansen.
And I'm Cody.
And today we'll be discussing The Walk with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is a true story of Philippe Petit, a Frenchman, yes?
Yeah.
Frenchman who...
French bread.
A Frenchman who's actually a tight wire walker, as he likes to call himself. And this movie is about how he aspires to walk between the two towers, the World Trade Center in New York City when they were standing, of course, in the late 70s. And the movie is actually about him learning how to walk the wire, and then also creating this heist-type coup, as they call it, in order to set it up and make it happen before the police can or anybody else can find out, because it is actually illegal. So now that we've gotten past the intro finally after 3 takes, Alyssa, tell me what you thought about the movie.
I found it really interesting. The beginning was it wasn't like slow, but it felt weird to me.
No, it was slow.
Yeah.
Was it slow?
Yeah.
I mean, his talking was fast.
That's because he is French.
So I feel like
faster.
So I feel like everything was I was like, oh my god, what's happening? But it was like, I don't know. The beginning was weird, but then once he started talking about like his plan, I was like, okay, this is really cool. I'm into this now.
The way French people speak, they could tell you about grass growing, and you would think it's a fast process.
Yeah.
That's just the way that they're.
Yeah.
Like,
so I felt like
dialected.
everything was like happening.
It
super
felt like
fast.
a lot was like happening real fast, and
But
you got really
nothing
excited,
really was
but you were just
happening.
like, nothing's actually happening.
Yeah.
Right now.
So that was basically it. So the beginning was kind of, I don't know, I really wasn't really super interested in it. But then once he started talking about his plan to go to the Twin Towers and walk across them and everything after that was really awesome. I loved watching it. It was really intense. And him walking on the wire, and then when they like show like the clips of like his bloody foot like on the wire.
Whew, they got you.
Yeah. I was like squeezing his arm as tight as I could because I was like, oh my god, oh my god,
Oh my god.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's how I was.
How about you, Cody?
It was okay. It was good. I liked the movie. I didn't love it. It was a little slow at times, and like, yes, Joseph Gordon-Levitt put together a really cool crew for this artistic coup that they were gonna have, and at times like it was really entertaining. But when there wasn't anything going on, like the beginning, like when it was slow for me, it did kind of make me. It was okay. I didn't love it, but it was better than I was expecting, because I didn't actually know Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in this movie until Kendall said something about it like 3 minutes.
That must have been a pleasant surprise.
Yeah,
for you.
it was. And then I thought this was like a serious like movie.
The preview, the trailer made it look like it was a serious movie.
Yeah, but it's more of a lighthearted, like jovial movie almost, is what I would say.
Yeah.
It's a biopic.
I have to agree. The beginning for me was dreadful.
I was losing interest.
Right, because all of the previews that I saw, they
Were like-
played on the heist.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a heist, but they played on
The coup.
building up, setting it
Yeah.
up, everything that went into it, because it was illegal. And I was like, oh, this is a different approach, because I assumed it would be.
That the entire time.
Well, before I saw the trailer, I assumed it was going to be like a one of these slow dramas. Because someone even asked me back when I first saw the post, like, why would they make a whole movie about him walking across 2 towers? And I'm like, well, maybe there was a lot of drama into it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe somebody didn't believe in him. Maybe it's one of those stories. Then I see the
False.
trailer, and you see it's like this, almost like this little adventure to make happen, And so I was looking forward to that, and it took a while to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did.
And I was losing interest, but
I think that kind of hurt the movie in general.
I think so too. But I hung in there because I knew what was coming.
Yeah.
I hung in there because there was an incredibly attractive French woman.
Very attractive. You know what? We didn't even get her name. But
I said it out loud when we were leaving the theater, and I can't remember it. It's Charlotte something?
oh, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
She was definitely very attractive, though. So, but even though I knew of this event, I've seen footage of him being on the road throughout the years of me coming up. It was never really talked about, so I wasn't sure if he actually had made it. I knew he survived, but I didn't know if he actually made it across. And you actually saw that his friends left the roof before the police could come, so there was no video footage of him actually making it all the way across. So I
think when he went back and forth 4 times, you could pretty much guess he made it across.
Yeah, but I mean, there's no actual like evidence of that. There's only evidence of you see him on it, but there's no actual evidence of him making it all the way across. So I was still a little, even though we know this guy lives, and there was a book written after, I know this based off of his book, I was still pretty intense towards the end when things weren't really working out when he was on the road.
Yeah.
Like, does he fall and get slung into a building? Does he fall, hang on, and then somebody has to save him?
Yeah.
You know, I know he doesn't die, but
Does
I'm
he
just
just
like
dive swan first into the pavement as he's falling?
I think we would know him as, for that if that happened, but he would be iconic.
Sure.
But they did a good job. I mean, they tried a little too hard to sell us on the potential death when I knew it wasn't going to be.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it did a good job, and the heist overall was good. And I just wish that would have been, it would have got
Got there quicker, yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about the other actors.
John Ralphio.
Yeah.
John Ralphio from Parks and Rec. I don't know his actual name, but that's his role, and that's who he'll always be to me.
Isn't it his name's Ben?
Ben Wyatt?
Parks and Rec is starting to be like Kevin Bacon. Like almost everything we talk about has some degree of relation to Parks
The
and
fact
Rec.
that you haven't watched Parks
and Rec is probably the
just-
greatest.
I've watched an episode or two, and it's not as great as you guys.
Oh
get to see.
my
see,
gosh.
hashtag you're wrong. And also, I'm going to tie you down and make you watch it.
No.
Yeah.
I think
So good.
I think there's like a much
You are literally killing me right now.
much more humorous things
can't
to
see.
watch.
You can't see it, but you are literally tearing my heart apart right now.
Parks and Rec, it's okay. It's okay. My cousin would agree with you though.
Welcome back to the Movie Lingo discussion on Parks and Rec.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Traeger.
And who are you?
I'm Leslie Nope. Of course. Who else would I be?
And Perkins.
It was. I've seen what I saw was humorous, but anyway.
Anyway. But yeah, there's
It's a good group here. I think they found enough people to be to really be effective without trying to overplay their role. I think everybody did a good job.
Yeah, like in my opinion, Joseph Gordon-Levitt obviously is a very high listed actor, but they didn't try and fill this cast with like A-listers, you know what I mean? And
Right.
that's nothing against the cast members. I don't know why, like they're watching this, like they're getting like personally offended, but nothing against
Unsubscribe.
them. It's 60 of our subscribers are actually just people from movies we watched.
I wish.
And I think that's a good way to do it. Like, sometimes I feel like if you pack a movie with big A-listers, like, you get lost in how many important people there are in the movie.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, The Expendables is literally just all action heroes in one movie, and if they're trying to all outdo each other.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they were all trying to outdo each other, but this is not a review for that.
But I like the cast. I will admit I didn't know most of them. I knew Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I've seen the girl who played Annie somewhere. I know she's from something else.
She was super skinny though.
And then Jean Ralphio, and then the other ones I wasn't
The
really
guy,
familiar with.
the dude that worked at the Twin Towers with the mustache and the beard.
Yeah.
He's from something.
Oh, Seneca Crane from Hunger Games.
No. He's from something, and I can't picture him because of the face stuff that's got going on, the facial hair. But he was from something that I couldn't figure it
Well,
out.
I mean, if that's what we're doing, I could say that about everybody. There's a role play where everybody is best friend. The kid that was scared of heights, they're all from something. They've
Yeah, but I
acted
was trying-
before.
You're so.
No, this is actually all of their breakout roles.
I'm sorry.
He was the only one that I recognized besides John Ralphio.
Oh, okay. All right.
I definitely did like the pawn shop clerk.
Yes.
He was awesome.
JP.
JP?
Yeah.
JP
Jean
was-
Philippe,
So-
but a JP in America.
In America,
Yeah.
and when they were talking French,
Remember JP Morgan.
yeah. When they were talking French in the pawn store, and he overheard them, he's like, "Well, you guys think you're the only one speaking French in New York?"
Yeah.
He was
That's
awesome.
funny.
And his personality would like.
His personality was more
Do you like
insane.
Italian? I got a neighbor downstairs cooks what did he say?
I forgot what he said. To cook calamari. and it
Calamari.
stinks.
Yeah.
Stinks up the whole place. And then later on in the movie, he's like, "You like Greek?"
Yeah,
I got a neighbor downstairs.
He was,
I liked his
he
role.
was- yeah, he was
Yeah.
able to appeal and play to anybody. He was a good hustler, good con man.
It was.
And I liked it. So this is based on a true story, but the way the movie plays out, a part of me wonders, like, because sometimes when it's based on true events, they have to put in fictional moments to string everything together.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of wondering, like, how easy was it for him to just run into these accomplices. Like, okay, the JP thing when he
Makes
met him at the
sense.
pawn shop.
That could
Okay,
make
I can
sense.
see that. But the guy who with the mustache who worked in the World Trade Center, who happened to see him when he was in Paris and he did it and he recognized
yeah.
him. I was like, wow, that's like strong coincidence. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But I mean, how did you guys feel about that?
That was like the motto of this movie was, wow, that's a strong coincidence.
Yeah, actually, everything was just kind of working out for him.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about that?
I mean, I see where you're coming from, but like that could be like a real thing that actually happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That because that was almost one of that was like the only factor that he needed to get up to the top.
Yes.
So that could be like, wow, like that was like his sign, you know? So it could have happened.
Yeah, I just
Weirdly enough.
Yeah, you know, life happens like that. Where
Yeah.
sometimes you tell a story and you be like, it just everything just fell into place.
Yeah.
But as I was watching, it was just a little.
Yeah, I kind of agree
Yeah.
with you on that one.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow, it's just.
The only one that made sense to me was when they recruited John Ralphio and the pothead, because they were the only two ones that were
Willing
like,
to do
They were
it.
like, it's
Yeah.
either this or bums off the street.
Right, it's like you
Yeah.
gave me short notice.
Yeah.
And then their fear of jail was so realistic to me too, because first they're like, yeah, we're down. And they're like, they knew the risk in the beginning, but for some reason, it's like as they got close to it, it was
oh my
settling
God, we
in
can
more
go to
like,
jail.
yeah, I don't
Like, how you
want
know,
to go to jail, but like,
you're
but that's
breaking into
what
a
we
building.
proposed in the beginning, and now and you're 3 days away from it
There's
now.
a law and we're breaking it. You're going to jail.
You're 3 days away from it now. Now you're like second guessing it, like what, you know. But that's reality. People do that all the time. They're like all in, and then when they realize what it really takes, and it sits in, people start bailing on you. Movie Lingo crew. Sorry, joking. Anyway,
I thought it was really
Shout out
funny.
Destro.
I thought it was really funny how
that you know you knew exactly where I was at. What are you
we
saying?
all knew where you were.
Right here. Unlike other people.
I thought it was funny the guy that his partner, the photographer,
Yes.
the guy that he
Yeah.
recruited, the teacher, how he was terrified of heights, but he was like, I'm so into this.
Oh my God.
And I was like, why are you into this? Like, this is literally everything you hate.
Let's talk about that scene where they had to hide under the tarp, which was like over that like elevator shaft or whatever that was.
That was intense.
Yeah.
All right. So for anybody who hasn't watched yet, which I don't know why you would still be watching, but it's okay.
Maybe they haven't picked up on it.
Maybe so. There's
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. There's a scene where they are just about to get started. They made it to the 110th floor of the South Tower or the North Tower. And they need to get all of their equipment upstairs, but then the security guard comes up and they quickly have to hide after one of their guys bailed on them. So Philippe Petit and his accomplice who's scared of heights, they go up under a tarp and they're just sitting on this beam.
That is over literally the elevator shaft of the building. Like, if
It's
you fall off
unfinished.
this beam, you're dead. Like, it's an unfinished building, and this hole goes all the way
All the way to
down
the bottom.
110 stories.
Splat. And this guy's scared of heights. I couldn't.
By the end of it, he was dripping with sweat.
Yeah, but
By the end of it, I was dripping with sweat.
I was getting nervous too
Yeah.
because I knew I didn't. I mean, I figured he wasn't gonna die because
Yeah, like that would have put way too much of a negative spin on
Yeah.
the movie if someone just fell down a
And
building.
then you
Yeah.
still got to go walk the rope. Like, oh, you're an ass.
I do this for my friend.
But I mean, just how comfortable Philippe was to move freely, take the boots off. I would, me. I don't like heights, so I would have been shaking. I would have made him more nervous.
I probably would have been pretty shaky too.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to touch me, and as he was touching him, it was making me more nervous. And I thought that was a pretty intense scene, and then it wasn't quick. Yeah, don't touch me, don't touch me. That's how it would be, because I don't know. I'm super scared of heights.
I know what you mean. I know.
So any movement, anything, even if you're not touching me, any movement or anything, it would just totally throw me off. So I thought it was a really intense scene. It lasted a little longer than it should have.
Yeah, it did.
It was pretty long.
They played on it, especially when he was having hallucinations of falling and.
Yeah, that was too much.
Yeah.
Because it bothered me, but that was a lot of the things with this movie. There were scenes where like, okay, we get the point, and they should have just moved on. But
I mean,
they were
like
really,
you said, it's a true story that they have to weave fiction into because if it was just the story of how he walked across, it would be like, I met some people, I went up to the building, I walked across, and then that was it.
Bye.
But they had to make a 2-hour movie out of it. So
I mean,
Yeah.
look, some of the fiction stuff, some of the stuff once we got the point, it didn't need to continue.
yeah.
Like that scene sitting under that tarp, way too long. I get it. He's scared. You guys gotta hide. You're trying to make him comfortable. But ultimately,
We get the gist.
Also,
Yeah.
how as an elevator or as a guard in that building, are you not aware that essentially 6 inches away from you under a tarp are 2 live human beings sitting there watching you.
Super quiet. He was super quiet too. I would have been shaking. There were 110 stories above ground. My breathing, I don't know, but I mean, it happened. This is the story.
Hey, do you hear that breathing?
Pretty much a little bit.
Right?
Well, let's
Someone
talk
here?
about when they got on the rooftop now, and then they had to the signal to get the arrow across.
And then he got butt naked.
And I was a little. I mean, now this happened. It's a true story, so I can't argue it.
Yeah.
But shooting the arrow against that wind, when they tested it at that distance.
Yeah, they tested it in a field.
With no
Not
wind or
110
anything.
stories into the air. But I
Yeah.
mean, that's probably why it was knocked off course.
Well, he said he shot it from where he was aiming.
Well, I think he was
Yeah.
being
He's
just
sarcastic.
talking-
It's like,
Yeah,
oh no, I
yeah.
aimed it there.
He was just trying to save face, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That sounds like something I would do too.
There's
Like,
no
that's
way
what I
that's
wanted.
what actually supposed to happen.
I wanted you to have to climb on the side of the building with no grappling or anything and have to get the arrow.
Yeah.
Naked.
Too, because he's trying to feel the wire just in case. Because it was a fishing line, right?
Yeah.
I also think that part of the nudity was because you can see a stark white person in the dark better than you can see someone wearing all black.
So is that?
Yeah.
It makes sense. You know, that would have never crossed my mind.
Like
but
if you and I were standing on top of buildings
yes, or even on this camera right now.
at night and I was wearing all black,
Who would you see?
would you see me better with the all black on or if I just stripped down naked?
Strip down naked for sure.
Because I've got a beacon of light where I wear shorts.
I believe it. It's like a glowing, like
Yeah.
heavenly.
My penis glows.
Yeah, I'm certain it is. And then you wake up every morning and piss excellence.
They call it the electric eel.
I don't know who calls it that.
What is that face? Like, it's just like, I don't know who calls it that.
That face is utter disappointment. It is a
Awesome.
face I've seen many times.
Yeah, so,
I'm sorry, it's been a long day.
with this movie, there's not really much to talk about, and I mean, I could go all day with things that were just like a little bit much for me, but you do have to string together fictional moments to organize the movie. That happens in everything.
It was fun. It
eventually did become fun.
It became fun. It started off slow and like, you know, with a lot of these movies, depending on the type of movie, we're gonna have more to say. You know, like big blockbusters like Terminator and like Avengers, they've got years of history behind them.
Yeah, a lot more.
Yeah.
And this is a
content.
true story of a man who accomplished his dream. And in my opinion, I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a good job. Like,
Yes.
while
He did a
it
great
was
job.
fun and it wasn't a fantastic movie, he was a very good actor in this movie.
Yes. And the director, the cinematography was good
Oh, yeah.
too. Especially
Everything.
once he was on the wire.
Yeah.
Even in my seat, I still felt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, the height. He was up there. Still made me a little nervous.
And he was up there injured.
Yeah.
injured.
For those of you who might not have noticed, he stepped on a nail when they were trying to get this whole process together. When he was, when he's spying on the World Trade
Yeah.
Center to learn its
He's, like,
layout,
scouting out everything.
and he's scouting everything out. He steps on a nail and it goes directly through his foot. Did that actually happen to Philippe Petit?
Probably.
Probably, I would assume.
That
so.
would be
They
something
didn't
that
just put
would
that in there for.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So his entire
hoping.
foot is like covered in blood as he's walking
Yeah.
across this line.
Because it's like because that happened at the very beginning, and it was basically 2 months after that is when they were finally going to take place with the walk.
I think it was.
A little bit less.
It was less
June
than
and
2 months.
August. It started in June and then in August, or it started in
But
May.
he stepped.
They-
He
he
stepped
stepped-
on the nail way closer to the walk.
so like
Yeah,
a
it was
month
like
away.
it was like a montage
Yeah.
Oh.
before,
Yeah.
and it was like as he was progressing,
Oh.
scouting,
Yeah.
Well,
doing
whatever.
the press conference. It was a little closer.
See,
but
this
it
is-
wasn't healed all the way
Right.
when he started walking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was
So
still.
It,
I mean,
so it was like it was an open wound.
It was still bleeding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's impressive.
All right, so the walk, we can definitely go ahead and rate it now. So let's start with you, Alyssa, with your rating and why.
I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10 because I feel like a 5 out of 10 is like medium, but I feel like it deserves more than just a 6 because after I got through the beginning, I really did enjoy the movie. Like I was actually interested. Like at the beginning of the movie, I had to go, I had to leave for a second, and I came back and I was like, if I miss anything, I don't really care. But if I had gotten up, like once all the action and all like the interesting parts happened, I would have been really upset. So
If he'd have done that, I'd have just been like, he fell off the building and died.
and then I would have come back and he would have been there.
No, I would have like. Shut up. Damn it.
That makes sense if I left before the movie ended.
Yeah.
But like that's not what happened.
If you left the rest he was walking and
Yeah.
didn't come back till the movie was over, I'd have been like, he died.
But once I know that like I'm invested in the movie, I can tell that I'm invested by like how I react to the things happening. So once I knew that was happening, I was like, okay, I really like this movie. So I don't say I love it. It's like a great movie and everyone should go see it. I mean, you should go see it, but it's not like the greatest movie ever. So I give it like a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. All right, Cody, sir.
I'm gonna give it a 7 too.
Copycat.
I was born before you.
I said
Everything
first.
I do is OG.
Is OG.
Okay.
OG Loke. Okay. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. A couple things I would disagree with. I don't think this is the type of movie you need to go and see in theaters. I think this is a good like watch it at home on the couch with like your wife or your girlfriend or boyfriend or dog or cat.
Is this a Netflix and chill type movie, or is this?
No, like watch
Well,
it.
watch the whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, don't
Okay,
just watch
all
5
right,
minutes
all
of
right.
it.
I was gonna say I don't know
Erica
if this
and
was really
Kendall.
set up that movie. Whoa! Shots fired.
I love you, besties.
This will end up on YouTube and Facebook.
It was a good movie. I wouldn't necessarily go and watch it in the theaters. This is the type of thing where, like, once it comes out on HBO or wherever it's gonna come out, then I would be like, oh, I saw advertisements for that movie. Let me record it, save it for a rainy day, and watch it.
Hit record.
What?
You know, that's not like a outdated phrase. You still can do it with your DVR.
DVR has a record button.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt's production company is called Hit Record.
Oh, that was the moment there. I thought you were making fun of him.
I thought you were
Like nobody
who
records
is
anymore.
record anymore? I was like, are we about to start
just
talking about
shouting
Uber
out-
again? Like what?
I was just shouting out Levitt.
Well, great job.
Sorry, we expected Venom right there.
Yeah, sorry.
The Movie Lingo crew is rough, guys. Like, you guys couldn't handle this.
No.
Eddie
no.
beats me.
Live taping.
But yeah, I'll give it a 7. It was good. Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a great job, but it wasn't, mind-blowingly amazing as a film.
Okay. All right. Me, I'm going to give it a 6.
Oh my god, how could you?
I know. I'm always the worst, but
Now we have to do math.
Yeah, and I gotta do it's like a 6 point something.
whatever. Make it whatever you want.
No, because then someone's gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't actually do the right."
I would be happy if somebody actually. That means they made it all the way to the
Oh
end
my
of the
god,
video.
it's a 6.666.
Yes!
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is officially the devil, everybody.
Well, I'm gonna give it a 6 because 5 for me is just like meh, and
You don't think it reached that 7?
it was a little bit before. It was a little bit better than meh.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't recommend somebody see. If somebody says, "Oh, come and what should I see?" It's not gonna be one. Oh, definitely watch it. It's good. So
See The Martian instead.
I say, if it's for me to make it a 7, it's something that I would recommend. Like you give a shot, and I think I'm with Cody on this one. You can wait, or if you miss it, you miss it. It's a good movie,
Yeah.
but it's not something that's one of those like don't go your life without
Yeah,
seeing
in
this
20
one.
years, no one's gonna be like, "Oh my god, you haven't seen The Walk?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I felt like I'm
Some
sitting
people-
through the beginning, and then they finally got the end was what I was looking for, and
Yeah.
it was better. It was 6 for me.
Some people, what I read about the movie, have said that there's talks of an Oscar for him for the role.
I wouldn't be surprised. I was feeling that, and that's another thing
Who's
that
Oscar? I thought his name was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Oscar from The Office.
Oh, okay. So there's talks of a gay Hispanic male?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're actually gonna
definitely.
redo the movie with Oscar.
Definitely. And the cast of Parks and Recreation. So, no, I kind of felt like this was.
Made for that.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes people choose movies and stories for that Oscar run.
They're not gonna admit
Joseph
that.
Gordon-Levitt's like, all right, what can I do to get an
Yeah.
Oscar?
No one's actually gonna ever admit that, but
No, yeah,
that
but a lot
that's
of
actually
people-
what's gonna go through their head
Yeah.
A lot of people
Picking a
jump
role.
on projects or take on things.
because they're like, oh, this could have
This is
possibilities.
potentially
Yeah.
like what the Academy kind of goes for, and he played the part well.
Very
He
well.
did a very good job. So if they want to give it to for acting, I'm not gonna be mad at it. But I felt like this was more driven
like,
for that. Like
best
the
movie.
story wasn't. This
Martian.
story for me wouldn't have been epic enough for me to make a movie on it. But I do love and appreciate. We didn't get into it because I didn't want to have a long segment on it, but the way the CG graphics with the towers,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
how well it blended in the background when he was talking, how well it looked there. It didn't look like something that was just like composited on there,
Yeah.
pasted on there.
And through like most of the movie, Joseph Gordon-Levitt is narrating the story on the top of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
And that was really cool, too.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that could have looked really fake.
Because he was actually
have,
on
yeah.
top
Yeah.
of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, and then you see the
Yeah.
two towers in the
I don't
background.
know if he
I don't know if it
actually
was. It felt like a composite, but the two towers were
Right in the
Yeah.
background.
looked
It
better
was- it was-
than
it was-
everything
it was
else. so-
beautiful.
Yeah.
I
Right,
thought it was
and
beautiful.
they did a great job. When
Yeah.
when it faded at the end, they
that
had
was-
the sun on it.
That was great.
Yeah, it was great. Great appreciation for that, and I thought that was beautiful. So, that's pretty much it. What was the rating?
6.6. 6.5. 6.5 out of 10. Movie lingo. Wow. It got really quiet. You guys weren't saying anything. So.
Well, I was just waiting on the final number, but
6.5.
All right,
out of 10.
6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. All right,
That's
cool.
good.
So,
I like it.
we're looking forward to more from Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yay.
Yeah, we are.
He's still high up on my list.
I love him.
So you guys can give us your opinions, your thoughts. Cody, you want to tell them where we're filming?
We are
Firming.
We are filming on the
firming.
surface of Mars. I'm Mark Watney. We're
Space
filming
pirate.
at Space Comic Book Collector. I'm not. We're filming at Past, Present, Future in Davie, Florida, the comic book store where we usually do all of our filmings. And I say it every day, and every time we film here, I usually leave with something. Like, that's how cool this place is. I've got my comic books. I get all my comic books here. And then they've got like everything, like Dragon Ball Z, Power Rangers. You've got Legos over there. You got some stuff behind the camera. Like that, it's just a giant, and it's very organized too. So definitely come by, buy some stuff. They are definitely worth the support, and I love them.
Yes. So this is another movie lingo discussion on the walk. I'm Eddie Lingo.
I'm Alyssa Jansen.
And I'm a fool, Cody.
And we'll see you guys on the next discussion.